We're live.
Oh man, we are back with a special one shot because one of our players is at a party and having a red carpet experience, as they say, which is okay. Which is why we have one shots, and we're back with Scrat, Elagon, Zordon, and I don't think you're Karina tonight. Tally, who are you tonight?
I am Desmond.
I
i.e. Desi.
I am the craven rogue looking for an easy way out of my difficulties.
So
I'm Stoner. Looking to see
does that make Puck Lucy if you're Desi?
Wait, what are we talking about? I don't get the reference.
You don't know Lucy? I love Lucy. Lucy
Oh,
and Desi. Desi
okay.
Arnaz?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Sure, you know
Desi,
what? That's exactly what I was thinking.
Lucille Ball's real life husband and TV show husband.
That is pretty cute.
That's adorable. That is adorable. So, before we do I guess we could do a recap first, and then I can walk Elagon through what finally gets them caught up to the others. It would seem that Desmond, Scrat, and Zordon found them. I know.
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers, go! Found themselves the only survivors of a crashed airship deep in the Ramadan desert. As they emerged from the wreckage, they scavenged supplies and fashioned a makeshift sand skiff to traverse the hostile terrain. Along their journey, they encountered Rockhaven, a mobile community built on the back of a massive sauropod-like creature, captained by an eccentric gnome who was once a former adventurer. Goes by the name of Puck. She revealed she was searching for a mysterious bastion in the desert, but didn't realize that she might be aligning with the party's mission. However, the team found themselves once again lost in the desert after falling off the back of the huge sauropod and found themselves heading in the direction that they hoped to be connected with their search. And here they found a rather large community of seekers, pilgrims that have been traveling to this deep desert location of a mysterious towered bastion to meet someone called the Keeper. Here, the team, well, I don't know if it was the entire team, it might have just been Scrat, decided to take one of the emblems from around their neck and allowed the team to then infiltrate up the stairs. But while in the process of doing that, they also ran into Puck, who was doing the same thing. Puck is absolutely convinced that the conspiracy of one of her best friends can be easily debunked by finding this keeper, proving to the world that her paladin friend that had died many years ago is not actually dead. The team kind of gathered up and began to ascend the stairs. Once up on the stairs, it was Desmond who scaled the tower itself, only to discover that the interior of the tower was filled with this supposed vast wealth trove, this amazing trove of treasure. and wealth inside of it. Meanwhile, Zordon and Scrat were preparing to confront someone who was stepping out of the tower itself. Huge doors opened, and Puck looked to see the image of Mason walking from the tower and moving towards the others as Scrat took a shot, I believe.
I moonbeamed him.
Oh, that's right.
It was a black misty thing talking to
That's
us,
right.
and I was like, you know
Zordon had
what?
successfully moonbeamed the
Moonbeam.
area, which caused the forceful reveal of whoever was hiding within that section of the Bastion entrance.
Swirly smoke.
I
Kicking
love
off.
Mason being moonbeamed again. Just like,
That tracks.
yeah.
Kicking off the beginning of what felt like a possible confrontation between Mason and the others on the platform.
So if it's our first fight in the campaign with Mason, that means Puck's gonna get crap kicked out of her, right?
Excuse you. It has been no
I
tradition.
mean,
Yeah.
technically,
Yes.
isn't Puck like level 20?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but she's a drunkard now too, right?
That's true. That's true.
it's, even drunk, she can kick his ass. I'll let you know.
I'll have you now.
I have you
I have
know.
this under control.
For you, Elegon, you had just managed to leave Fabian's place. You and him had spent some time up in one of the common areas of the Chandei Quorum. With your access to the staff chambers and the other research material within the Chandei Quorum Tower, you and Fabian found some interesting bit of information. Probably more interesting is a note that you received from some of the individuals over at the Prancing Centaur that had been sent off to Fabian. Following up on that lead, you were able to prove that Lord Callion is associated with this person that goes by the name of Karina. There is a connection between Karina and this mysterious bastion in the middle of the desert. For whatever reason, Lord Callion seems to be of the opinion that there is a veiled threat out there and has been secretly promoting this Karina to be maintained out there. This same organization also rescued Karina from the tower. Fabian was able to confirm this, and Lord Callion was very upset. In hopes of figuring out what Lord Callion was up to, Fabian brought this information to you with a little bit more detail while sending the rest out on an airship to try to locate the precise location of this bastion. As you walk... Sorry, go ahead.
I'm pretty sure when we were on the rock, the sauropod, the dinosaur thing, I think I sent my my familiar back with a note, like of our changed situation.
Correct. We're getting there. I promise.
Sorry, so just to clarify, who does Callion think was in charge of rescuing Karina from the tower?
Lord Callion doesn't know.
Okay.
Fabian had gotten information from somebody at the Prancing Centaur that the people of the Prancing Centaur were responsible for rescuing Karina from the tower.
Okay.
But Fabian had also learned through his contacts and shared it with you that Lord Callion has been keeping someone by the name of Karina at this so-called bastion.
Okay.
While he doesn't know the precise detail as much as he'd like, Fabian's convinced that if he could find the bastion and decipher its purpose, maybe the truth about what Lord Callion was actually up to would provide more information. The Chandei Quorum is in an uproar. It would appear that Jamansa Ord is almost forcing the hand of the Chandei Quorum, as well as Jaman Orn's own hand, to once again bring about Ank'Harel as the capital of a now unified Marquet. Somehow Fabian is under the impression that somehow all these things are linked. And for whatever reason, the mystery of this bastion in the desert must be the linchpin, the idea of what holds maybe part of this together. You currently are on an airship, traversing in the direction of the deep Ramadan desert, in hopes that the recent familiar that was retrieved could better help guide you there. Zordon had sent it, the brief description and understanding of what their current expectation is. As you lean on the railing of this airship, looking over the vast desert and staring off in the direction that you hope to find your friends, give me a perception check, if you would please, Elegant.
Right. It's a 17.
17. This part of the Ramadan is not in the central byways of the caravans that traverse out here. This is taking you in a direction that's considered the deep Ramadan desert, a place where nothing is expected to live, and kind of a mystery as to why you would be going this direction. But Zordon's familiar was very precise in the general area of the location that they were changing their direction. It's at that moment that the weather begins to shift and change. A wind is beginning to pick up, the skyline beginning to darken. And off in the horizon distance, you can see the crackle of lightning and the sound of rolling thunder just kind of boiling off in the horizon. You look to your right. There's a huge sudden explosion of sand. This huge fissure-like rock juts out from the sand and begins to arc with energy. And then you kind of look back like you're seeing something, and then it's gone. It's not there. The clouds seem to almost strike with long tendrils of lightning and dark energy from the distant horizon. A single finger of rock can be seen way out in the distance. And you can almost see transparent entities like float down from the clouds. But then as you look sharper, trying to focus in on them, it's just the clouds boiling around. There's a feeling something is at play here. Magic is in the air. You're seeing things, but they're not holding. They're not staying there. With that, you feel the airship kind of heave over and start going in the direction of the tall tower that you could see in the distant horizon. It goes from almost a feeling of daylight to a cascade effect of dark and boiling clouds. You can see a vast area of people gathered down in the sand. This huge square tower jutting up into the sky. Doors open at the base of the tower. And you could see a figure. You can see others. You could see and hear the explosions of the clouds around you. And before long there, you could see Scrat. You could see Zordon. And the other person that Fabian introduced as Desmond down there as well. Yes.
Desmond is above him.
Oh, that's right. Desmond is up on the tower, up on the rock itself. So I'll say for now, you do not see Desmond. Because
wasn't the tower falling, or what, Desmond falling?
It wasn't falling. It was cracking and coming apart.
Okay.
Yeah, Desmond was still holding on. The tower was cracking and falling apart. This figure stands in front of the open doors. And with that in mind, I'm going to have everyone start off by rolling initiative.
It's a net 20, so it's 28.
No, oh my god. +8 to initiative.
He has a lot of initiative for somebody who doesn't know how to do shit.
That is wild. That's awesome.
I love it.
I messed up my buttons.
You don't want to mess up your buttons. That's no fun.
1.
Oh, no.
We rolled pretty good.
Not me.
Yeah.
Sprat's got an insane initiative.
mention
Like I rolled okay, but he's got a +8 as well.
Oh, wow.
So,
I rolled
God,
a 7.
Susan.
I rolled a 7.
I rolled a 19.
That's pretty good. I
You have
rolled
a
a
plus
20
zero?
for this, so now I'm gonna gut it out.
All right. So the one thing I want to do, hoping I still have it. Let me see. The mini I used for Puck.
Aw.
Is Puck gonna fight with us? Oh,
Better not embarrass me. She better kick ass.
Only if she has Chunky Cat with her.
If she's gonna fight without her chunky cat.
I know she's still up in the airship or the air balloon back on Rockhaven.
We need to get the old team back together to kick Mason's ass again this time.
Hey there, Chunky Cat.
I think Xanath will come back from the netherworld just to do that.
she may have like reincarnated by now. She's probably bopping around somewhere.
Is Melody her incarnation?
Oh my god, they have like opposite personalities.
That would be
No.
pretty epic.
That would.
So, with that as it is, Desmond, you are currently up on the sheer wall, above like where the tower is down below. As you watch the figure come stepping out, you watch as these mechanical devices kind of roll out from behind him as well. You're up with Mason on deck.
Okay. I'm gonna stack a bunch of random stuff for my first round, and after that I'll just fight like a normal person.
Oh, actions or no actions? Sorry, before I forgot if we're doing action points
Or
or
AP.
AP
I
or
believe so.
straight play. Okay. Oh, yeah.
We've been doing AP, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Am I within 40 feet or 120? Sorry, am I within 120 feet?
Yeah, I'll say you're within 120 feet.
Okay. If range is like 40 and then in parentheses 120, is it 120 or is it 40?
120 is your maximum range.
Okay. So I am going to use let me just a sec.
Right?
Sorry, just 1 second. I had it all stacked up and then I lost it. Okay. So I'm going to use cunning action as well as sneak attack. So sneak attack means that once per turn, you can deal an extra d6 damage to a creature you hit with an attack with a finesse or ranged weapon if you have advantage on the attack roll. You don't need advantage on the attack roll. If another enemy of the target is within 5 feet of it, the enemy isn't incapacitated, and you don't have disadvantage on the attack roll.
So unfortunately, you do not currently have advantage.
But I'm up above.
You are, but you're also at maximum range, which means you're at disadvantage. So
I see.
you basically would be a regular roll.
So I can't do the extra d6 damage.
Hey, come on.
That's sad.
Come on down here.
And sneak attack is an outcome of something that you do. So if you were to attack somebody, you would then apply your sneak attack damage.
Ouch.
Ooh, okay. Well, there is also
Theoretically, he doesn't know you're there.
true. I am technically sneaking, and what's right? Finesse.
Well, we were all coming up the stairs right in front of him, and you had gone up the side and got on top of the cliff. So theoretically, he doesn't know you're there.
Kind of hidden by the side of the building there.
You could potentially move lower and therefore not be at maximum range of whatever you're doing, which would then allow you to gain advantage.
How many action points do I have?
You have 4.
Okay. And thieves also have another weird thing. They have cunning action. You can take a bonus action on each of your turn to take dash, engage, or hide.
So for you, cutting action would be whenever you choose to move or you choose to attack, you could then also apply cutting action as well. So it's not something that's by itself.
Sorry.
Okay, and sorry, there was one other thing that I know that I had. You have advantage on attack roll against creatures you are grappling. No savage attack. Once per turn, when you hit a target with a weapon, you can roll weapons damage dice twice. And there was one other thing. Climbing no longer costs you extra movement. When you make a running jump or a distance you cover, an increase of 5 feet.
Ooh, the lighting.
Sorry, I really read into this because I was very ready for this first attack. So I'm going to use my first action to get closer, and I'm going to use the second story work to cover more feet and climbing. And I guess it shouldn't cost me extra movement from my like normal movements.
So how far can you move then?
I guess my walking is 30 feet.
Right, but if you're using climbing work, how much does that increase your movement by? Or do you use that and you can move? I'm not sure what that does.
Your speed is 30 feet, and I guess it's just the idea is that you can climb as fast as you walk, and it doesn't cost you.
Gotcha, because it's not difficult terrain for you. Yeah, you would move down 30 feet down to like right about there. So you got 3 AP left, and you're now within 90 feet.
Okay, so do I have advantage?
You have advantage now if you're using a ranged weapon.
So I do have a ranged weapon, and it is a vicious revolver.
Okay.
So I'm going to first one is 20, and second one is 24. Desmond is really lucky. What the fuck?
24 will definitely hit.
Ooh, perfect. So the first one is going to be 16. And then because I can use the savage attack once per turn, I'm going to use it now to do another attack on it, to do twice the damage.
Nice.
So that's going to be 16 plus 17, and then I still have the 2/6. The one last thing. So, okay, 16, 17, and then 3d6.
For sneak attack damage.
Yes. So 15, 16, 17, and 15.
Oof.
Suck it, Mason.
Yeah.
I came prepared.
How many attacks per action do you get? 1 or 2? Should say on your tab above your actions on your character sheet.
Actions.
Should say number of attacks.
One per.
Okay. So that's 2 AP. You still have 2 AP left.
Did me hitting him that hard make him fall by any chance?
No, it staggered him a bit, but he's still in the fight. He looks at you briefly, but then focuses on Puck and the others down below.
Would throwing a net count as an attack?
I don't think you're in range for the net is the problem. You can shoot your gun at him again with another AP, Or you can spend, if you shoot at him again, it would be a disadvantage roll, but because you have height, it makes it regular. If you spend your two remaining AP, you can take another advantage shot at him if you'd like to.
I also have Firebolt, so I might just use Firebolt to not have to do the disadvantage, and then I'll just kind of hide myself.
Okay. So cantrip Firebolt. I believe that's a ranged attack.
Yes, it's 120 feet.
Go ahead and roll.
6.
That's going to strike the ground in front of him. Now give me a stealth roll as you hide in the rocks above.
Perfect. And again, they do have the one weird thing. Action, grappling pin, unarmed strike, fast hand, use a bonus action slash hand check. Cunning action, you can take a bonus action for in each of your turn to dash, disengage, or hide. Does that do anything for that?
I would actually say you could move and then hide if you want to.
Oh, yay, okay.
Because you use your cunning action ability you can use in conjunction with either an attack or a move. So with the 4 action point system, if the bonus action is actually no, I forget, you could do multiples. Because you have multiple choices, as an action point you can move and hide, you can disengage, move and hide, or if you choose, you could just simply hide. You could do any of the 3.
How far am I from him right now?
Right now you are about 75 feet.
I think my best shot actually is I'm gonna just go. I'm just gonna hide. I think that's my best shot. So I'll just use stealth. That's a 17.
17. All right. That'll finish Desmond's turn. Mason is up. He is going to command the creatures to move down into base with Elegon. The other one into base with Puck. This one, he's going to send into the base of the stairs. Why is that doing that? That's weird. Right there. So they swarm the stairs. Mason is going to cast Duplicit. And multiple Masons are now going to appear.
Can I cast Counterspell?
Yeah, what level?
Level 3.
Give me a D20.
All right. Come on, dice. Oh, that's a 9.
9. That unfortunately does not
Mm.
counterspell.
Wait, can I use wheel?
I don't add my spell attack, do I?
Yeah, you add your spell modifier to it.
Oh, my modifier or my attack?
Maybe it is your spell attack modifier. I haven't. Hold on.
Well, there's spell attack and there's just modifier.
Yeah. Wait, let me look.
They changed it. Sorry, they changed it.
So what it says is you attempt to interrupt a creature in the process of casting a spell. They make a con saving throw on a.
Yes, it's new now. I have to make a con. Yeah. The creature makes a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the spell dissipates with no effect, and the action motion. If that spell was cast with a spell slot, the slot is not expended.
Okay.
You attempt, but it doesn't tell me what my con saving throw needs to beat.
It needs to be a 15, a con save of 15 or higher.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's now built into Counterspell, whereas before it wasn't like that. That is a 12 plus 5 is a 17.
Dang it. All right.
But you don't lose the slot. You still have the slot.
Oh.
That's
no, he wouldn't lose it if.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, yeah,
yeah.
I misread that. Yeah.
Yep.
So he'll still expend the slot. He'll duplicate himself on the ridge. He is then going to cast telekinetic breath up towards the rock, towards Desmond. Desmond, give me a strength save, if you would, please.
I'll throw a wheel at you. WEAL wheel. So I have it's for my Circle of Stars Druid Cosmic Omen wheel. Whenever a creature you can see within you're more than 30 feet away though. Never mind. I'm sorry. Dang, I'm trying to help you out.
Thanks for trying.
30 feet part that caught me, but I could throw a D6 at you and add it to your score.
Does he have the action points to do all this? Because he already commanded these guys, and then he did a spell, which is 2 action points, and telekinetic jaunt's another spell.
He hasn't moved, so his command is a bonus action. So he can. It's a free action for him to order the mechanical creatures forward. He then casts the duplicity effect, which is a single action because it's not a spell. Oh no, it is a spell. So yes, this would be his last 2 AP that he has to cast telekinetic breath, and that would be 4 AP for him.
And would uncanny dodge reaction work into this? Because
no, because that's dex based, I believe.
when it just says when an attacker that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use reaction to have the attack's damage against you.
For a spell effect for telekinesis, I would say whether you succeed or fail on the strength saving throw, you can then use a reaction to have the damage that you take. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh hell yeah! Okay,
So
that's 16.
For your strength save.
Yes.
That was actually the DC. He attempts to pull you off the wall and fails to do so.
Second.
So you do not have to burn the reaction because you take no damage anyways because of your success. Sorry, his telekinetic breath is a cantrip, Elegon. That's why. It's only 1 AP for his cantrip. All right. That will finish Mason. Elegon, you have 2 attacks coming at you.
No.
That is an 18 and a dirty 20.
Those will both hit.
And that is going to be 3 plus 6, 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right.
They're going to expend 2 more AP and take 2 more attacks at you.
All right.
That is going to be a 15 and a 22.
Yep, those will hit. Oh, and I mean, both of those hit by more than 5. Well, my armor class is 10, so one of those hits by 5.
Don't you have any armor? Are you running around in your
No,
pajamas?
I'm a wizard, so I can't wear any armor, and I didn't have a chance to cast mage armor. So
Well, we'll say that you would have come in with mage armor up and running because that would be you would recognize you're coming into trouble. So mage armor would definitely apply.
All
I
right.
mean, you saw Scrack, so you know. it's
Yeah,
pretty-
you knew. The moment you saw Scrat, you knew something was up.
All right. Well, in that case, I have an armor class of 13, so still one of them is more than 5 over.
Yep, that'll work. All right. So take another 8 points of bludgeoning damage, including 6 points of the D4, the 2 D4 effects of bludgeoning damage as well.
All right.
Puck. I've already rolled for Puck. She will take no damage from the strikes. Let's see. It's those 3. That will finish Mason's turn. Scrat. You are up with Elegon on deck.
All right. Am I right center of the screen right now? Is that me?
Yes. Where are you?
Okay.
Yep, you're right. Where'd you go?
Yeah. This guy, literally.
Hey, hold
right
on.
center of the screen.
That's Puck.
Uh-huh.
Where did your figure go?
I don't know.
Oh no, there you are. You're right there.
Okay. Cool.
There you
Oh,
go.
so I'm actually kind of where I wanted to be.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Originally, you told me you were in the rocks, like you were off the side of the rocks in the stairwell. like pointing up towards the gated entry when Zordon he cast that moonbeam on the creature.
Rangers.
So I'd like to go ahead and run over. There's what looks like kind of a shadowed area off to the right by that boulder.
Right here?
Yes, right. I figured that might be lower level. Yeah, that boulder right there looks like there's kind of like a hollow to the immediate left right there.
Yeah.
Scratch just kind of wants to hide in there so he can make a kind of a sniper's perch from that.
As you move and hide, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Okay. What are you doing? 17 plus what's his stealth? Stealth is that's a 24.
Yeah, you are tucked away in that little hollow there. You have 3 AP left.
Okay. I'm going to take a shot at the mason that's got his back turned with my acid rifle.
Okay, right there.
So what is that? That is a +8 to hit. That is an 18 to hit.
18 will definitely hit. Roll for damage.
Okay. 2d10. Screw that. Probably not good. 2d10 plus. That is 11 damage plus. I'm sorry. Let me double check that.
You watch as that figure winks out of existence. And instead of seeing like blood and like the signs of a wound, you just watch as there's a magical blossom of like arcane energy, and he's no longer there.
Well, shit, that's okay.
So I'm gonna set my. Well, in that case, I'm gonna like just start trying to pick them off. I'm gonna set
you got
my
2 AP
acid
left?
rifle aside. Yeah, I'll set my acid rifle aside. I use my musket on. Let's go with the guy on the. Sorry, that one, the one that you just hovered over, the one that's kind of facing. Yeah, that guy.
Okay, go for it.
All right, there it is. You go. Hit dice. And what's that? That is a. God, I can't math. 22.
22 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
I get 1d12 plus 5. D12, D12, D12. All right. That is 8 damage, but because I hit him with that,
That
I'm
one
gonna go
winks
ahead and-
out of existence and explodes into arcane glitter.
Okay. This is cool. Yay. All right. Well, I guess I might as well go for another.
let's go for the group, kind of the group of 3 masons. Singer.
Okay.
I want to go for the one in the middle
Okay,
with my acid rifle.
go for it.
Right. There you go. That's better. So I kind of hit the thing. I couldn't read it. That is a 22.
22 will definitely hit. Roll for damage.
Okay. 13.
13. He grunts with pain as the shot like strikes him in the chest. You then watch as like a boiling necrotic energy forms in his chest and shoots back towards you. Give me a con save if you would, Scrat.
Okay. Let's see what the con is. Con. Oh, that's not great. All right. Well, whatever. Let's see what we do.
You're within 30 feet of me, right?
I
He
don't
is
know.
within 30 feet of you.
Okay.
All right.
So-
I have a 12.
12,
What
that
you
will
got?
fail. What are you
Uh,
doing, Zarden?
I'm burning one of my cosmic omens to add 2 to that.
So
I rolled a
14.
d6. Yeah, I rolled a d6 and it was 2. So
Yeah, unfortunately, 14 will still fail.
Yep.
Scrat will take 18 points of necrotic damage.
Ow.
That will finish Scrat's turn. Polygon, you are up with Puck on deck.
Okay. I do not want to be hit again, so I'm going to try and Misty Step out of here
Okay.
to somewhere 30 feet away. Is there a place up on the wall that I can get to within 30 feet, or is that too far away?
Up over here or these walls?
Yeah, over there. Like, is there a little crag I can stand on? Or is it too far away?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet would get you like right up in this area.
All right. Let me let me go up over there. Because this guy on the far side we now know is not Mason, right?
Yeah, as far as you know,
'Cause we
this
saw
may
that guy actually
I think this one's Mason here, which is this one I'll mark for you. This one right here is Mason, because
Okay.
you heard him take the brunt of the blow, like the rifle shot, and he grunted. So you get the feeling that one's probably him.
Okay, gotcha. And I already did counterspell earlier, so that's actually all my AP.
Didn't Misty Step a bonus action?
Misty Step?
Or did you do? Oh, sorry. No, it may be like there's one. It's like a class feature kind of thing. Sorry, I'm thinking.
Well, it is an elven lineage spell.
Yeah, if it has the word spell in it, then it's a spell effect.
It's a spell. The casting time is 1 bonus action, but it is.
By the way, counter spell as a reaction is only 1 AP.
Oh,
So you
okay.
still have 1 AP left.
Okay, and cantrips are also 1 AP, right?
Correct.
Okay. So why don't I then shoot a firebolt at
Go for it.
Mason, I guess. So it's +7 to hit. Come on. That's a 10. That's probably not going to hit. Oh wait, but I also didn't roll a d20. I rolled a d12. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. That's no better. That's an 11. Okay.
11 unfortunately will not hit as the firebolt streaks right past and in front of Mason.
Okay.
That'll finish your turn. Puck is up with Zordon on deck. Puck will immediately bamf and land in front of Mason. She will then take both her attacks on the figure she believes to be Mason. She will strike, doing 29 points slashing damage.
Puck, we love you, Puck.
She's never been stronger when I'm not playing her.
She will then bonus action Drunken Haze, and you watch as she suddenly starts doing this kind of like drunken routine in front of Mason. He has to make an intelligence save, which he has advantage on, which he does not succeed. He is now under the stunned effect because of that. So he is currently stunned until the beginning of Puck's next turn.
Oh my God, amazing.
That will finish Puck's turn. Zordon, you are up, and then we'll be at the top of the second round.
All right. So I forgot I need to because it's been a minute since I've wild shaped in combat.
Yep.
Because it's a class feature. Is this wild shape is just 1 action point or 2?
It's just 1.
Okay. All right. Then I'll assume my starry form.
Okay.
Which makes me I'm like all constellation looking. My joints glow. I look like a constellation. And I have a chalice, like a goblet kind of shape on my chest. I'm going to, so that's 1 AP. Let me take that off real quick before I forget. Then I'm going to, let me see the range on this real quick. Healing Spirit is... Okay, I'm going to cast Healing Spirit. I guess cast a Healing Spirit, I should say, at first level. So I call forth a nature spirit to soothe the wounded. An intangible spirit appears in a space that is a 5-foot cube. I can see within range, 60 feet range. So I'm going to plant. I'm going to try and plant it up beside Elegon.
Ooh.
Or like kind of back behind Elegon, I guess. That way it's not in range to be hit kind of thing.
Gotcha.
And that will, so until the spell ends, whenever you're a creature you can see moves into its space. Oh, so I guess I'm going to cast it right where he is. Sorry, because they got to be in the space. So if you want to float it above them or whatever, so that'll give you 1d6, 1d6 healing there.
Ooh, I love it. Thank you.
And as long as you stay there, you get 1d6 for up to a minute.
Okay, awesome.
That was a 4 for healing for that one. But part of being in the chalice mode, in the chalice, whatever thing is, whenever you cast a spell using a spell slot that restores HP, you or another creature within 30 feet, you can regain 1d8 plus 5 HP. So I'm going to bounce that off to Scrat. So Scrat, take 8 hit points back. Well, I think he's not there, but yeah, I'll write it down so I remember to tell him. So, because I think you're farther than 8 feet away, Zant, or Alexa, Elegon.
Yeah.
Whatever, one of those names. You're farther than 30 feet away, so it's not like I could be like, oh, hey, here, take that. You know?
That really makes sense.
Yeah. All right, so that is 3 AP. I've got 1 left. So 1 action point left. I'm going to... Man, I don't like being right there, but I also think I needed to help out with the damage. So I'm kind of... yeah, I'll use my my cantrip, Starry Wisp. It's specific to the Circle of Stars Druid. It's 2d8 plus 8 damage at a 60-foot range. I'm going to hit... I'm going to go for the mason that is closest to Elegon.
You mean go for this one?
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
Yep. And it's... Sorry. It's a range spell. Okay, yeah, range spell attack. So I got to roll it. I was trying to make sure how I rolled that. That is that's a 14 to hit.
14 does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay.
That will finish your turn.
Yep, that's it for me.
Top of the second round, you watch as the gateway goes active. The purple and dark void suddenly explodes with almost like a stellar landscape of stars and planets that are now beginning to kind of oscillate in front of the door. You watch as 2 more masons appear at the start of the round. Desmond, you are up with a Scrat on deck, I believe. Oh no, sorry, with Mason on deck.
I like that less.
You are currently up here. As you're like looking down, you can see like these oscillating stellar kind of pinpoints of light. Some of them are bigger than others. Some are smaller than others. Like it's almost like you're looking at an astral lathe of planets and stars.
Bro.
Dude,
so sick.
So not smoking the right shit for this.
Gnarly. Oh, dude. That's amazing. Oh, my God. Righteous.
So I'm going to... Can I use the, the bonus engage to see if my spell Mold Earth affects the castle, since it's made out of stone?
I would say the Bastion Tower, it does not, but it can affect the rocks that you're standing on.
I was hoping to affect the stones.
I would say, what's your passive insight, Desmond?
Bad. Passive perception, 12.
Insight.
Insight, yeah. Insight is 12.
Yeah, I would say you notice that the Bastion Tower is made more of a mixture of a hardened, strange rock and kind of commingled with some steel or like iron as well. There's something quite strange about its structure.
Hmm. Okay. Are any of the unhallowed dead that Mason commands still walking around?
Are you talking about the constructs?
Yes.
They are down here on the stairs. 3 of them.
How far are they from me?
They're pretty far. They're about, let's see. They are currently 80 feet, 70 feet from you.
I'm going to 70 feet. I should be able to hit him with the vicious revolver, or with the
Correct.
actually firebolt might be easier. That one is like supposed to be 120 feet.
I think you.
Yeah.
I think your revolver's in range though.
Yeah, either one.
40. Okay, so I'll do revolver.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll. Is there one that seems to be closer to everybody else?
There's this one right here is closer to Elegon. The other 2 are kind of in an in-between space. You get the feeling that these 3, when they move, they could go in any particular direction. You're not really sure where they're going to go.
I'll go to the one that's closest to Elegon and I'll try to shoot it.
Sorry, not Elegon, Snorin.
Zordran.
Swordren. I'll try to shoot the one that's next
My
to
brain
Swordren.
wants to pronounce the S.
It's okay. Zordon.
That's 23.
23, that'll definitely hit. Roll for damage.
That's a 14.
You watch as the metal plating just kind of erupts in its center mass. You watch as kind of like arcane energy and gearwork and copper tubing and other things kind of erupt out of it, and it just kind of slumps, no longer moving.
Nice.
How many more action points do I have?
You have 3.
If I use fire and then revolver again, would I be able to use all of them without having to do disadvantage?
Remember, you don't gain disadvantage if you pick different targets.
Oh, okay.
So if you shoot the next one, you actually have advantage on the shot because of height. If you then choose to shoot the other one, you still have advantage because of height. The only time disadvantage kicks in is if you concurrently shoot or attack the same target over and over again.
And if I hit all 3 of them, will I still have enough? Because I kind of used my bonus action to examine the.
No, that's why I had you do passive insight.
Okay.
Yeah, your
So I
passive
still have
insight
time to
told you
hide
the
myself.
structure. Yeah, so you still have 3 AP left.
Okay. Awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna try and kill the leftovers.
Okay. Take a shot at the next one.
That's a 15. No, wait, no, I have advantage, so I'll try again. That's a 20.
20 will definitely hit. Roll for damage.
That's a 16.
16. It staggers under the shot and looks to barely be functioning.
And I'll go for the last one. Oof. 12.
12. You watch as your shot ricochets off the brass and copper plating of the next one.
Well, I tried.
So how many AP left?
I have
So you
one
can
more.
you can switch back to the one that you did damage to because it would be a different target.
Okay, I'll do that one then.
Okay, go for it.
And will I still have leftover extra bonus action to hide?
Yes, because your hide ability would kick in as you use your final AP to attack.
Cunning action thing, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yay. My characters are big hiders. Oof, 14 is the highest.
Yeah, that one misses as well, ricocheting off the metal plating. Go ahead and give me a stealth roll as you duck back into the shadows of the rocks.
20.
20, nice. That'll finish your turn. Mason is up with a Scrat on deck.
But he's stunned.
That's right. He is stunned till the end of Puck's turn. So I have to roll. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 of them out there. Let me roll D6. Okay. Mark that. Scrat, you are up with Elegon on deck.
All right, so the one that's stunned, I'd like to pop up and try to hit him with. But do I have advantage on this attack because he's stunned?
As far as you know, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Give him that because yeah, we're gonna start a chain reaction here, you and me, buddy. All right, that is a 21 to hit.
21 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right, D12 plus 5. Yeah. Nice. That is 16 damage.
You watch as the image that you shoot erupts into arcane energy and turns into a puff of glitter.
Oh.
Oh wait, what?
Wait, what?
So is he jumping around?
I'm going to assume that was what that D6 roll was.
Uh-oh.
Which one did he move into next?
Right, row. Use your scrap. Well, fuck.
We got 3 AP left, Scrat.
All right. I'll go for the one on the very far left with the acid rifle.
Okay, go for it.
All right. And again, same thing. As far as I know, do I have advantage on this?
No, because you're below. And now that you don't know whether or not the target's stunned or not, this would be a regular attack roll.
Oh, actually, I can do this because one of my things I can do, because I didn't move last turn, I can use
Steady aim.
Steady aim. Thank you.
Okay.
I just can't move.
You have advantage then. Yeah, go for it.
All right, that is 25 to hit.
I'll definitely hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
All right, 2d10. 7 for that. I don't think I give
You
any
watch
plus one.
as that one bursts into a cloud of glitter and energy.
Melody would love
So-
this. Just this guy just keeps blowing up into clouds of glitter. She would just be out there. I mean, like all the more reason to smite. She just,
Yeah. Oh, she's going to town.
All right, Scratch is getting more and more pissed. God. I'd like to take aim at the. Can I take aim at the portal instead of one of the characters?
Absolutely, if you'd like to.
Okay.
Take a shot.
Yeah, I would. I will try to hit that. I'm going to use steady aim because it's still a thing. But yeah. Oh, cool. Those are both. Oh, what's the rule if we have advantage? Was there something about?
if you roll 2 die and you got the same thing, it's crit.
It's called Gambler's Luck.
Yep, I got that.
Only
I
on
got
attack
4
rolls,
nines.
though.
That is an attack roll. He's
I
shooting
know.
at the
I
list.
mean, I'm
Oh
saying.
yeah, you're just saying.
every
yeah,
other
general.
time I
Yeah,
get
yeah.
it, it's never.
I
an
know.
attack roll
It's
when I
always
get
when
it.
it's not in initiative.
But yeah,
Oh,
I got double
and
9s on that,
doubles,
so that is
double
a crit to hit the.
So that's
Yeah,
max
so
damage, which means you automatically do 20 points of damage and then roll the 2d10 again.
Okay. That is another 8, so 28 points of damage.
Plus your modifier.
It doesn't have a modifier. The acid rifle doesn't.
Are you not proficient in it?
It's because it's not a rifle. It's other random stuff.
Yeah, but it
was
should
weird
still.
setting
Are you dex based?
Yes.
Your dex
That would be
modifier.
a plus 5.
Yeah, so that's 25 plus 8 is 33 points of damage into the portal. Yeah, you always get your dex modifier. As long as you're proficient in your weapon, you get your proficiency modifier and you get your dex modifier. Those are usually combined.
Okay. I see why. I had to, I don't know why I had it set to. I think I was trying to customize it and it got weird. I'm not going to worry about hitting Mason. I don't think 5 points of damage is going to do that much for the that I hit him.
Hey,
But
the entire balance of society and the world at large in D&D can actually hinge on 1 point of damage. I've seen it.
Well, fine. Mason Prime, it has taken 5 extra points of damage from that because I didn't have that set last time. All right, but that was just aiming at the gate.
Yeah, so you guys watch as Scrat brings up the acid rifle and it goes off, and you watch as it just cluster shoots like right into the middle of the open portal. The purple and black light kind of shock with this like incredible eruption of lightning. You feel a minor earthquake, kind of tremor yet again, just as when Mason was first exposed. And now bits of rock are falling from around. The tower even shows little cracks, like running up the side of it. You watch as the strange celestial vortex that's swirling in front of the gateway kind of wobbles. It blurs a little bit and then stabilizes again.
All right, I would use my final AP to hide in place, just smash myself into that rock, and try not.
Give me a stealth check.
Nope. Stealth check. All right. That is a 25, I do believe. Yeah, 14 plus 11. That's a stealthy boy.
So what you're saying is Elegon and Zordon are going to get the shit kicked out of them because there's only 3 visible combatants on the field right now.
Oh, and that reminds me, even though Scrat did go, I was supposed to move these 2. Those were the 2. One would have gone down towards Elegon or towards Zordon, and the other one would have gone up actually towards Puck. Zordon, there are 2 attacks coming at you. 11 will miss. 22 on the second one.
It's hit plus 5, so.
That is a 8 plus 3, 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
1 AP to move, 1 AP to attack, 2 AP for a regular attack. That is actually going to be shitty. That's going to be a 10 and 11. Those will both miss. Puck will take 12 points of bludgeoning damage from the one up top. Elegon, you are up with Puck on deck.
All right. I think the portal is the thing that is most interesting to Elegon. That's why he's here. Can I make an Arcana check to understand the nature?
Yeah, spend an AP to make an Arcana check. Absolutely.
It's a 16.
16. You've seen something similar to this that you've read before. You are witnessing raw astral plane energy emanating from the portal.
Do I have a sense of how to prevent this from continuing to happen?
You get the feel. Well, what's your passive insight?
Well, insight 14.
So your passive insight in combination with your Arcana check tells you that this portal is linked to the material plane somehow. You're not entirely sure how. The effect of Mason being revealed seems to have kicked off the event that your friends had already kind of gotten themselves into. The figures that Mason seems to represent are tethered to the portal, and it seems like he has the ability to shift from one of the figures to the other, but it's almost as if all this is tethered together and that there must be some way of closing this portal. Maybe dispel magic or possibly counterspell on the portal itself. Maybe the portal's an active spell that's currently being kind of engaging in the material plane. You're not entirely sure how to shut it.
Okay, why don't I try shooting a counterspell at the portal?
Yeah, you want to burn a counterspell on the portal?
Yeah.
All right, let me get
Try it.
con
It's a con
save.
save for the portal.
You guys watch as Elegon leans over and into the portal and begins to cast and invoke a counterspell effect. You then watch as the portal begins to kind of dim, the energy of the portal begins to kind of lighten, and that's right, he's still stunned. He cannot counterspell your counterspell. You watch as the kind of like oscillating stellar energy fades. You also watch as the doors close.
Oh,
You then watch as all the figures fall away except for one. You watch as Mason turns and looks and begins to panic, the glow of his false eye kind of dimming and dimming. You also watch as the two robotic creatures, the clockwork creatures, kind of settle into a stunned effect.
You did it. You did it.
Amazing. I'm gonna. This is a cantrip. I'm gonna try and cast Mind Sliver on Mason.
All right.
It's
Intelligence
an
save.
intelligence save of 15. He's probably pretty smart.
That is going to be a 14 plus 9 is a 23.
Okay. All right. Let's see. And nothing happens because he's saved and it's a cantrip.
Correct.
Okay. So that's my
So
turn.
2 AP left.
Well, I spent 2 on counterspell,
Oh, that's
1
right.
on Arcana check, and then the cantrip. So I think I'm done.
Yep, that's all 4 of your AP. Puck will go next. She'll get this feral look on her face, and she'll move into base with Mason screaming, "Where is she? Where is she? Bring him back! Bring them all back!"
Kill him! Kill him! Kill him again!
And she screams at the top of her lungs, taking all of her attacks. Ooh, one of them is a natural 20. All right, you will be staggered with 48 points
Oh,
of slashing damage.
Storyteller, I'm going to need you to look at the game chat, like just for story reasons.
The game chat.
On StreamYard.
Oh, gotcha. Oh my god, that's hysterical.
Actually, we as the doors close, you hear a thump and pink feathers come through.
Yeah.
The door.
no! Tell me I prevented Giancarlo from joining us.
That
Pink
is
feathers,
epic.
and maybe the beak is like stuck between the crack of
Yeah.
the door. You know?
Like a full Toucan Sam kind
Yeah.
of. Oh my god, it's hysterical. All right. Puck will finish. Zordon, you are up. Then we'll be at the top of the third round with Desmond on deck.
All right. The metal thing beside me is kind of
It's
Stop
in a
moving,
stunned
right?
effect. It's currently stunned.
okay. All right. Also, Xanth, you get another. Or sorry, gosh, Elegon, you get another D6. So that's 5 this time. HP. 'cause
Who
you
the
didn't
hell
move,
is
right?
Xanith?
I corrected. It's so many names. But you get another 5 HP. And so I didn't cast a spell for that one. It's just because she's still within the effect.
Correct.
So I don't think I get
Just
to
the
use
effect.
my so I don't get to use my bonus heal thing now or this time. I'm going to, if that thing is inert, I'm gonna go up the stairs with my first AP, I guess at this point. Yeah.
Okay.
And now seeing him engaged there, I'm going to I'll guiding bolt him, but it's my I have a class feature. I can cast guiding bolt once.
Okay.
So would that count as the not 2 AP because it's a class feature, or is it still 2 AP because it's a spell?
As long as it's described as a spell, it's still going to be 2 AP. But if it doesn't require
Like
you to consume a spell slot, you don't consume the spell slot.
Okay, I would say because it's only
Correct.
first. I can only cast it at first level. It's a
Correct.
limited use. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Well, then I'll.
While
hang
it
on
doesn't
to
consume a spell
So,
slot, it
yeah.
still consumes 2 AP.
Gotcha. Yep. Well, let me instead of that one. I'll drop a moonbeam right. So between him and the portal, I guess, so that he's in it, but it's like portal word of him, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So he's on the edge of it, but it's yeah. That's a weird wolf thing.
Oh.
That's kind of creepy.
That is awesome. Just dropped a moon on him.
I dropped
Yeah.
the moon on him.
Fantastic.
It's con save 16,
It is.
and it's a 5-foot radius. So
That is a 2, but that's a 2 plus 7 is a 9. But he is going to use Astral Existence and reroll. 7 plus 9 is. No, 7 plus 7 plus 9 is his intelligence. It's still only a 14, so that will fail. Go ahead and roll for damage.
So that's 2d10 radiant damage.
Yep.
That is 15 radiant damage.
Nice.
And then, with my last action point, I will just let's Starry Wisp him. So that's again, it's a spell attack. So, gosh, that's a 17.
17, unfortunately, will not hit.
Yeah, I didn't think it would. Terrible rolls today on the d20s, at least.
I'll finish your turn.
Yep, that's all 4 AP for me.
Top of the third round, Desmond, you are up with Scrat on deck. Sorry, you're up with Mason on deck.
Mason. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna shoot Mason again.
Yeah, go for it. You have advantage in base with an ally. Technically, you have double advantage. So roll 3d20 and pick the higher of the roll
Oh dang!
because you have height and it's in base with a ally.
And remarkably, the highest was 16, and 2 of them were 16.
Nice.
If you gotten that third 16, that
Good,
would have
right?
been gambler's luck. That's too bad. That
Oh
would've been
no!
awesome. So your shot kind of ricochets off the rock by his feet, unable to strike him.
God damn it! Okay, I'm gonna firebolt him.
Go for it. It would be at a regular advantage this time.
What is happening? That was a nat 1. So 4.
4. You watch as it strikes Puck like right by her feet.
Eef.
Puck looks up at you. Watch what you doing.
Sorry. He's crying. Okay. How far am I from the room full of gold? I feel like I'm not helping the situation anymore.
You'd have to crawl all the way back up to the top of the tower.
How far is it?
About 100 feet up, maybe 120 feet up.
And I do have my rope from before that I put up there, hopefully still.
Yeah.
And since it's like 30 plus 5, would I be able to get most of the way up there?
You have 3 left. I believe you have the ability to bonus action dash, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I would say it would cost you 2 AP to get to the top.
Okay, and then I'd be at the end of my turn.
No, you have 4 AP, right?
She's used 2 already.
I used 2, I just never hit anything.
Just one firebolt.
Oh, that's right. So yeah, that'd get you to the top of the tower.
Okay, he's like crying. He's like, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just messing things up. You don't even need me. And then he runs up to the gold room
He starts
to get some
crawling
gold.
back up towards the top of the tower. Okay, so you're heading back towards the top. Mason is up. He's got to make another con save because he's beginning his turn in Moonbeam.
Uh-huh.
That is going to be a 9 plus 7 is 16.
That's the save.
So go ahead and
So he'll
roll
take
for
half.
damage and have it.
Yep. So I rolled 17 radiant.
17 radiant. Nice.
So it'll be 8. So halved, it'll be 8, right?
He will also get. Hold on. Puck gets an attack of opportunity, which
Nice.
unfortunately does not hit. So Mason will move out of base and get in the base with you.
Of
We'll
course.
then command this one to attack Puck. This one will roll up and attack Elegon from behind.
Zordon.
So once he gets in base with you, he'll open his fist towards Elegon, who's 30 feet away from him, and then close his fist around Elegon. Elegon, give me a strength save, if you would, please.
Okay. I got -1 to strength.
All right, I got a woad wheel coming your way too. So
All right.
whatever you roll,
That's 13.
+3.
16?
That's a 6.
That's close. The DC is an 18.
Oh,
Unfortunately.
yeah.
You feel
God.
this transparent effect kind of like wrap around you. Invisible fingers begin to squeeze your whole body. You hear bones crack and joints pop as you take 31 points of bludgeoning or force damage.
Oh, I'm down.
Oh
You're
no.
now unconscious on the ground.
Okay, that wisp is there, so you'll pop back
It
up in a
is.
minute.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
So that was 1 AP to move, 2 AP to cast. He is going to cast cantrip Starry Touch. He's going to attempt to touch you, Zordon. That is a 19 plus 7 is a 26.
That is 10, more than 10 over my AC.
As he touches you, you feel this strange kind of stellar kind of energy begin to wrap around you, turns you into a subtle glow of energy as you are incapacitated and stunned until the beginning or until the end of his next turn. Which means this guy can't actually attack you in that form. So he's going to roll over towards Puck. Puck will take 24 points of bludgeoning damage from those combined attacks. That will finish Mason's turn. Scrat, you are up with Elegon on deck.
Sorry, I had to find my mouse and unmute. All right, so Scrat's gonna pop up. The automaton dudes and Mason, are they both within 5 feet of an ally?
Yes, they are.
Cool. I have advantage on all attacks. Yay!
Nice.
All right, so I'm gonna start off attacking Mason with the acid rifle.
Okay, go for it.
I get advantage on that. So I just put 3 in there. Oh, ooh, cool. That is 24 to hit.
24 will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. Get there. 2d10. That is 16 damage.
16 points of damage. Nice.
All right.
Acid rifle
I'm
shot hits him. Elegon, in your new forced starry form, even though you're incapacitated and stunned, when that rifle shot hits Mason across the chest and face, you can, the same substance, that same celestial kind of astral substance that you saw floating by the door, seems to be inside Mason as well.
Okay. Before I forget about this, what I do want to do is I'm going to use the actual mechanic of sneak attack, so I can add 3d6 damage.
Yep.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of those to trip him. So he has to succeed on a Dex 16 saving throw, or he gets the prone condition.
17 plus 3 is a dirty 20.
Yeah, he wins. So
He's not very
but he
dexterous.
takes-
No, he's not very dexterous. At least
so he got lucky.
this
Intriguing.
version of Mason is not very dexterous.
He takes an extra 5 damage on that.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to switch. I'm going to stay with the acid rifle. I'm going to attack the nearer of the 2 automaton guys.
Okay. Go for it.
Oh, that's. I tipped him when I pulled my little rolly thing out. So don't want to bias it. Actually, that's pretty good. That is a 25 to hit.
That'll definitely hit. Roll for damage.
All right. That's 9. What was it? 14.
14 points of damage. You watch as sheeted metal and gearwork just sprays across the rocky foundation.
Nice.
So I take it that guy, that one that I just hit's looking pretty damn rough.
The one you just hit just
Oh, it just
fell
just
apart
exploded.
and blew up. Yeah, he's done.
Okay. All right. So in that case, I will go to the other one. I'm having better luck with the acid rifle, so we're gonna stick with that. New target.
Okay. Go for it.
Oh, yay! Crit.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. So that is what, 20 plus a roll?
Yep.
20
20
damage
plus a
plus a roll.
2d10. Go for it.
20 plus 16. So
Yeah,
36
you don't need to
damage.
add your other modifiers. It just comes apart. It's all of its gearwork sprays across the ground as it comes apart.
Okay. Could Scrat kind of clamber up for my final move? I'm trying to think. Let me see what my moveset is. If I took the dash, would that doubles your walking speed, right?
Correct.
All right. Would 60 feet get me kind of up to where Desmond is, or is that too far?
Desmond's all the way up to the top of the
Oh,
tower.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I see somebody
Desmond
kind of
is.
sit up
Yeah,
there.
Desmond. I will hide that because he is not there. Desmond had scrambled all the way to the top of the tower, so he is currently almost 200 feet away from you.
I'm sorry, I thought
Let
we
me
were closer
rephrase.
to killing him than we were.
Let me rephrase. Would that get me up to where that icon was at the time? With 60 feet? get me
Yeah,
up?
that'll get you up to the ledge right here.
Okay. So I'm going to do that, and
Okay.
I'm going to end my turn there.
Okay, that'll end your turn there. Elegon, I believe you get some health back.
I don't think it's till my turn though.
Oh, that's right. Elegon, give me a death saving throw if you would, please.
Was it not when I start my turn, like in the?
I can hang on. Sorry, creature you see moves into the space for the first time on a turn, or starts their turn there. Yep, I'm sorry. Yep, you're right.
That's what I thought. I thought it was
Starts the
start
turn
your
there. So here's a 3 HP.
Yeah,
Yay!
your eyes open as this creepy little fey creature is like, "Get up! You should be feeling better by now."
Yeah.
Hey, listen!
Hey, in your wounds, you're much better now.
Yeah, I feel great.
You're like throwing
My
on
leg.
the ground. And
Fully
like,
cracked inside.
yeah, you just feel all your joints and your bones just completely just throb in pain.
Well, you feel your bones. You don't normally
Yeah.
feel your bones.
Yeah,
You
this time
feel your
them.
bones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm super mad. I'm throwing a chromatic orb at Mason.
Yeah, you don't even have to get up for that. You just
Yeah. So it's +7. Let's see. Come on, dice. Ah, it's a 4 + 7 is an 11.
11. Like you're on the ground and you cast it. You watch as the orb just goes wide and putters out into the distance.
Okay. All right. Let
You
me.
still have 2 AP.
Yeah, I still have 2 AP. I mean, Mason is our real concern here, I think.
Or you shut the door on him.
Yeah, but he's still, killing people, sort of left and right. What can I do to this guy? If I throw another spell at him, do I get like some sort of disadvantage effect?
If it's a ranged spell attack, yes, because it would be a concurrent ranged attack.
Okay. But all the robots are gone, right? So he's literally the only
Yeah, the
target.
automatons are like spread out all over the ground. He's pretty much the only target you can see that seems to be a threat.
Okay. Why don't I throw a mind sliver at him? Or no. Let me just do a sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, let me do a mind sliver. That's an intelligence save of 15 for him.
Okay. Yeah. Too bad. That's a 15. I rolled because
damn it.
he has advantage. I rolled double sixes, but still he's a +9 on his intelligence saves. So that unfortunately is a 15 to save.
Okay. All right, then I will just kind of run back a little bit and try and hide.
Half your movement to get up.
Okay, and then I'll just run 15 feet further back.
Okay. Knock down the healing spirit. That was pretty funny. Put you back behind this bush right there.
Right.
Hey, listen.
Hey, where are you going? If you get away from me, it means I can't heal you. You shouldn't run.
Watch out.
I'm not about to get murdered again. I'm out of here.
Hey.
That will bring up Puck with Zordon on deck. Puck will get into base with Mason. She will use her remaining 3 AP to do 4 attacks. Let's get her rolls out of the way. 3 of which will hit for 31 points of slashing damage. That will finish Puck's turn. Mason is actually looking pretty rough at this point. Unfortunately, Zordon,
I'm incapacitated, stunned, and starry.
yeah, you cannot do anything during your turn.
I'm extra starry.
Yeah. We're now at the top of the 4th round. Desmond, you reach the top of the tower and you look down into the interior and you see vast hordes of gold just all down inside the tower. Just, you can see it's almost like a cascade of coin and statues and weapons. It's just this insane treasure trove below you.
Is there anything there that feels useful?
Give me an investigation check.
I have so low for investigation.
You give me perception then. That's fine too.
Oh, oh, that's 12.
12. You kind of, as you're staring, looking down into the pile, there's this this bow that you see that looks perfect. It's about 40 feet below you. It's leaning up against a suit of plate mail armor. It looks like fancy. It looks very. It looks like it might be useful.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take the fancy bow.
Okay. Give me acrobatics as you climb down inside.
That's a 25.
You successfully start using the inside of the rockscape to climb down, and you feel your feet crunch into the coins and other things. And you start walking towards the bow. That's when you notice that the interior of the tower begins to solidify. You watch as what was once treasure is now the gullet of the inside of the tower. And you feel this intense amount of pressure around you as if you're in the throat of a huge creature. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
No! Who would think greed would be my downfall? That's a nat 20. That's a 22.
Nice.
I mean, at least
you take half of 28 points of force damage.
Can I use Uncanny Dodge to half that as well?
You can. I will allow you to do that. That's going to be 12 points of force damage instead.
I am shocked you didn't Scrooge McDuck dive into that gold pit.
I was going to, but you guys seemed like you were in trouble.
I heard the bass notes of the DuckTales theme song going, waiting for this
You
to
had a
happen.
little prepped, huh?
I was so excited, and this is really ruining this for me.
That will finish Desmond's turn, as you are currently grappled in the throat of the creature. 1 AP to get down, 1 AP to move. No, you have 2 AP left.
Oh, nice. Okay. I have 2 AP left.
You're currently grappled by the creature that you're now inside of.
Ooh, okay. I do have grappling pin. I don't know if I can use that for this.
What does it say?
It's more so for me to grapple other people. But
Yeah, I mean, you could try to use acrobatics or athletics, try to break and challenge it, and try to break out of the grapple effect if you want.
I will try to use acrobatics.
Okay. I'll use athletics.
It's 28.
That will beat it. You dig into the flesh of the gullet, and you slowly start pulling your way out. And as you pull yourself up over the edge that you had climbed down into, you can, you pull yourself up and over, and as you lie there on the edge, you feel something tremor underneath the right side of where you're lying down, and you watch as this massive eyeball opens up. And you see this eye just kind of iris and kind of focus in on you, and now you can hear a steady grumble emanating from the throat of the creature that you just crawled out of.
Can I shoot that?
left.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
shoot
go
the
for it. You pull out your revolver and just pull the trigger towards the eye of the creature.
That's a nat 20. That's a 25.
Nice. What do you roll for damage? No, what dice do you roll?
22.
But what dice do you roll for damage?
2d8 plus 5, but it rolled more, I think, because it was crit. So it was a
So
20
actually,
there.
you actually do automatically 16 points of damage. Now roll 2d8 again because you max crit.
Oh, damn. How much? 2d8?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, no, it's... Wait, I'm gonna roll, but it's not it. Wait, no.
We're totally all buying Tally physical die, so when we show up at the wedding, she'll have at least.
No, I have
5.
physical die. I just don't use them because
5.
I hate math. That's 11.
You know what? Oh,
What'd you get for the 2d8?
11.
11. Did it add your modifier to it?
No, it didn't. What is my modifier?
Plus 5,
it's
right?
the plus whatever.
Plus 5. So 11 plus 5, that's 16.
So 16 and 16, you do a total of 32 points of damage.
Thanks.
Scrat, where you are on the tower and where everyone else is below, you watch as the entire tower begins to shake and crack. You watch as strange striations begin to form up the sides of the tower itself. Desmond, as you in a panic, as you pull that trigger, you just watch as the round goes right into the eye and turns into this gelatinous soup. And you guys all hear this screech of pain emanate from the mountainside. This huge and it just reverberates throughout the mountain and down in towards the seekers that are down below as they begin to panic and run. You guys are watching as the tower is now detaching itself from the rock-like structure. That will finish Desmond's turn. Mason is up. He now recognizes his ride is taking off without him. He's going to drop concentration. And he is going to actually turn into his regular self. He no longer looks like Mason. You see this celestial creature standing amongst you.
What?
And he will begin to fly. Puck will take an attack of opportunity as he flies up and away. That will hit. Take an additional 15 points of slashing damage.
I'm not incapacitated anymore, am I?
At the end of his turn, you are. You are.
Oh, yeah, it's still this
the
turn.
end
It's
of his,
coming.
of his turn. Yeah.
Right. I was thinking it was or no, this is his turn. Okay, never mind.
Right. So he is going to fly up towards the top of the tower. That will finish his turn. You are no longer incapacitated and stunned, Zordon. Elegant, you are up. Scrat, you are up. You're over on the side of the tower, Scrat. You just watched as the Mason form transformed into this celestial entity that is now flying up towards the top of the tower. You're up with Elegon on deck.
So I'm going to go ahead and use steady aim because, I don't like this guy.
Okay.
At all. But I'm going to take aim at him with my... I'm having way better luck with my acid rifle these days. So, what is that? That is 9... Oh, actually, I rolled double 11s.
That'll do it. Yeah, that's a critical hit. That's Gambler's luck.
So that's...
Max out your dice and then re-roll them and add your modifier.
Yep. So that is 20 plus... Let's see... 20 plus 8, so 28, 33 damage.
That'll definitely hit and do damage. You watch as your shot slams into him and it kind of rocks the celestial form, and you watch as like stardust begins to kind of leak from its form as it's like rising in the air. You can just see this like stellar energy dripping away from his form.
Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. It's because I had advantage on that. I'm going to go ahead and use my sneak attack, and I'm going to do 2d6 extra damage, and I'm going to try to trip him, so he has to make another...
you automatically do 12 points of sneak attack damage because it was during a critical hit, and then you roll the 2d6 yet again.
Okay. That is an extra 5 on that. I'm not mathing right now. Math is hard. And he has to make a DC 16 Dex saving throw, or he's prone.
He is going to fail. He suddenly gets like staggered by your shot and slowly winds down back to the ground and ends up prone on the ground.
Okay, so I'm curious now because I want to see, because I don't particularly want to switch weapons if I don't have to. I am above him, he is prone, and I have steady aim on. I'm aware if I try to do it again, I get disadvantage on it, but do I still have advantage on that? Because I would have
because he's prone, because he's prone, you have disadvantage. And because you're doing a concurrent shot at him, you have double disadvantage. Because you have height, you have advantage. So this shot would be with disadvantage.
Okay, so I'm going to do it with my my regular musket then, because it's weird that prone makes you harder to hit, so that would counteract that, and that would be...
Well, you're a flattened target, which is why they do that.
Okay. So, but above him, and as
prone doesn't mean you're not moving. Prone just means you're on the ground.
Right. I want to double check something, because I might be thinking of another character, because I rolled a 19 plus before I rolled my before I add my modifier to that. So that's a 27 to hit.
That'll definitely hit. Roll for damage.
Okay. Are any of these doing like the, like X amount more than his like brutal attacks?
Unfortunately, his armor class is a 22.
So no. All right. Ooh, that's really good. That is 20 damage. 8 plus 7 plus 5.
20 points of damage. He's starting to look very rough.
Okay. So Scratch just kind of tosses that back. It's like, all right, man, like I'm going for it. I'm going to try to hit him again with the acid rifle since that's going to be standard again.
Okay.
But yeah, actually with this one because, no. Never mind. We already settled this. What is that? That is 19 to hit.
19 unfortunately will not hit.
All right, we're gonna try one more time with the musket, and I'm just staying where I am. Like I don't care. He can come at me, but Scrap might not enjoy this later. But oh god, what are you? Sorry, couldn't read that. What were you? I think it was a 4 and a 13. So, yeah. I couldn't read one of my dice there. Sorry, it's a really dark font against the dark background. So that'd be a 21 to hit.
21 just misses. Another ricochet off the ground. Unable to hit.
All right. So he is prone for the time being, but I am out. That is all I got.
Okay. They'll finish Scratch's turn. Elegon. You see that Zordon is back in control of his facilities again. This creature that looked like Mason, now a celestial-like kind of creature, just attempted to fly away. The earth is tremoring around all of you. You're actually watching as the tower itself is physically beginning to break away from the mountainside.
Well, I feel I've not learned enough about this tower. Sorry, I'm coughing a little bit.
No worries.
Oh no.
Well,
You have almost as much health as you have AP.
I know. Oh man, what can I even do? Why don't I just try and shoot some magic missiles at Mason? I'll do a cycle as well. Nope, that's a 4 again. I've rolled nothing but 4s the whole night.
Magic missile automatically hits, remember?
Does it?
Yep.
Oh, that's great. Is that
You
right?
just roll the damage die for magic
Yep.
missile.
Magic
Okay.
missile never misses.
The only time it misses is
Unless
if
you
they have a
shield or
reaction
whatever.
shield.
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
only
Oh,
time.
okay. All right. Let me roll then.
Which actually reaction? No.
7, 8, 12. So that's 13 points of damage to Mason.
Nice. Let me get us out of this mode. From your guys' vantage point, from wherever you are, whether you're Desmond up top, having this strange experience of being inside and crawling out of the tower that is now shaking uncontrollably. Zordon, you just watched as Elegon finished off the celestial creature standing alongside you or prone on the ground. When her magic missiles strike and penetrate into the outer kind of like strange armor of the creature, it kind of is racked by the strike, and almost like something inside of it rattles around. There's a hissing sound as the armor like depressurizes. You watch as the armor kind of folds open as this small little gray and green creature that's maybe about 18 inches in height, 4 limbs, 2 legs, like 4 spider-like eyes and strange kind of like teeth, a strange kind of liquid ooze coming out of the corner of its mouth. It drags itself out of the physical form that it was inside of. You can see a tiny little seat inside of it, all these like pulleys and gear works inside of it as well. A strange like crystal rock hovering and very dim with energy. The creature pulls itself out of the interior of the armor and just gasps his last breath.
Well, before it goes down, I will healing word it. The little guy, not the armor, right? And
You're gonna healing word him?
I'm gonna healing word him, but like I'm gonna try and grab him and healing word him, and then bounce the other heal over at Elegon.
Okay.
So while you're doing this, I need you all to know, you just hear like, just Doppler effect is just bringing this closer and closer to you, just screaming, "Dibs!" as he runs down to try to steal from him.
As he's like sliding down the rock that's
Yes,
like
just
all crumbling around him. And
Yeah,
Desmond,
like-
you're now standing on the top of the tower. Looking down, you can hear Scrat just scream at the top of his lungs as he's sliding down. You can see the remains of the battle down below with Elegon and Zordon down below and Puck as well. But now you're beginning to feel this huge bastion tower lift away from the rock face. You then watch as huge chunks of rock, like huge chunks of rock, peel away from the right and left side of the face of the cliff, and these huge kind of like glacial kind of wings come out as this creature is now and beginning to lift itself off the ground above everybody. Everyone down below, including Scrat, I need you to make dexterity saves, if you would, please.
you broke up really bad there. I could not hear you.
I need everyone to make dexterity saves.
Okay.
Except for Desmond, who's standing on top, kind of balancing as this creature is now taking off up into the sky.
I got a 14.
That will fail. What'd you get, Zordon?
I also failed. I had a 14 as well. Yeah.
Okay. Scrat, what'd you get?
Well, let me
Okay.
woad wheel Elegon real quick and see if we
Okay.
get anything better than a
Yeah, go for it.
2 plus 2 to that help at all?
16 is the DC.
Hey!
So as these
Thank
huge
you.
chunks of rock are coming through, Zordon kind of like towards Elegon and shoves her out of the way with his spell effect. And she backpedals away from a huge boulder that lands in the ground just as you watch a rock hit Zordon. Like right across his chest and head.
I'm holding that little thing in my hand too. Like he got 8 HP back,
Okay.
and so did Elegon earlier. Because I bounced it off. I rolled the die for those.
Okay.
So Elegon
Well,
got
you
8.
get
This thing
hit
got
points
8,
back. Zordon,
and I
you
just
take-
took a hit.
Yeah, you take 21 points of bludgeoning damage from the falling rock. Scrat skids on down, and both Scrat and Elegon manage to avoid, but this thing is lifting off, and everything around you is crumbling underneath your feet. You can hear the crowds down below just screaming and kind of running off in different directions. Desmond, what are you doing at this point as you're feeling this tower lifting up into the air? You can see the massive wings, and a second good eye suddenly kind of appear on the side of the tower, and you can now see this 200-foot long serrated mouth beginning to form in the rock face of the tower as well.
How big are the wings? Do I feel like if I shoot at them, they might get hurt?
Each wing is about 300 feet long.
How big is so?
That's pretty massive.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
so I'm not
basically
gonna
a
do
football
much.
field on either side of the creature in length of its wings. This is a massive thing taking off into the air.
Is there any chance there is any amount of gold inside of this thing?
You get the
Oh my
feeling
God.
that was an illusionary effect of the creature, and it probably suckers people inside, and that's probably how it feeds.
Desmond,
You also get the
humans-
feeling that these so-called seekers down below every now and then make their way up, thinking that they're going to gain advantage of the wealth of the keeper, and would actually be drawn into the gullet of this creature. And that this thing has been feeding on a steady flow of people coming to it as if they're on a pilgrimage.
Oh God. Okay, I'm gonna shoot at the other eye, and then I'm gonna run.
Okay. You start running down its face. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
19.
19 will still hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
13.
13 points of damage. Now give me acrobatics or athletics, as you are now kind of like Aussie style, like face first, just running down the cliff face to get off this thing.
25.
Nice.
He's very
Even though
acrobatic.
Scrat is like butt sliding down towards where everybody else is, you're so panicked, you're like you just go right past them. You just go. Your little fists are pumping, and Scrat, you watch as Desmond goes racing right past you to get down towards the others. Scrat,
I called dibs, damn it!
Scrat
That's not
sliding
fair.
down. All of you are now gathered around together, watching this thing lift away. Puck is standing there with you as well. And as you guys are watching this thing lift away and everything crumbling around you, Puck just looks at the little creature that Zordon's holding, and Puck goes, "What the fuck is that?"
Yes, took the words right out of my mouth.
I'm thinking we need to get the fuck out of here.
Your dinosaur wouldn't be nearby, would it?
Not exactly, but my air balloon is nearby. We could take that.
Great. Let's.
You know, by the time you're done with your sentences, Zordon, and she's now, like, beginning to run and talk to you at the same time, and Puck is now just free sprinting down the collapsing stairs. And she's just yelling, "Better get your ass moving!" And she's just like, she's gone. She's going. You watch as Desmond, I would imagine, zips right by all of you and is now following Puck down the stairs to get off the front of the mountain.
Just like screaming, crying, puking while running.
Can I druid craft like a vine around that armor and run, like try and run dragging that behind me?
That armor is 12 feet tall and weighs about 600 pounds.
Oh, I wouldn't run very far then. I would run to the end of the vine. That's as far as I would
you
get.
get to the end of the vine, you
Yeah.
feel the vine snap as you're unable to haul that equipment with you.
Shit. But I still have the guy in my hand.
Yeah, you still got him.
We're
grappling in
going.
your hand. So far, Desmond and Puck are running. What are the rest of you doing?
Scrat wants to get like. Scrat is so heavily invested in like looting the giant celestial armor thing that like he probably hasn't actually noticed that like the castle has turned into like some mimic abomination and lifted off. So like he's like, okay, like things are happening, but he wants to very quickly see what he can loot off this thing before like, oh fuck.
Give me a perception check, but you also have to make a dex save.
So what you're saying
Perception
is Scrat is the squirrel from Ice Age right now.
Okay, that is
And that armor is the
Yes,
last
yes.
acorn. And
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
on the acorn while everything is collapsing around him.
that is a 23 perception check.
Nice. I would say the only thing that Scrat has time to grab is the small little oscillating power stone that's inside the suit of armor.
Okay, cool. And I'm just writing that down. Give me that number.
Yeah, you just reach in and grab it and pull it out. You start running. Scrat, are
Yep,
you
I'm
running?
gonna
or
start
staying?
running.
Okay, so
No,
Scrat's
I'm
running.
running. I just typed it out
I
real
still
fast.
need you to. Did you give me a dex save?
No. I was typing that out. Oh, okay. My dex save is really good. I got a 27.
Okay, you're dodging the collapsing cliff face. So far, not taking damage. Zordon, you're running as well.
Yes.
Elegon, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm running. I think Elegon would just, like, as I'm running, look back up at this tower and try and understand, like, what am I seeing? What is happening?
Yeah. As you guys are running full force down the stone stairs, it'll take a while. Things are crumbling around you, but you're staying ahead of the collapsing mountainscape. As you look up towards this creature that is now flying up into the sky, you begin to watch as this huge kind of swirling energy begins to form in front of it. Give me either investigation or perception
Okay.
as you're looking up at the creature, Elegon.
Okay. Ugh. I rolled a 3. That's a 10 investigation.
Yeah, as you're watching it fly away, the only thing that looks strange to you is there's almost like a smaller building structure embedded into the lower rock form of its body. It's definitely a living sentient creature that is lifting off and away. There's suddenly this huge compression-like energy that just kind of arcs off from it as it flies into that swirling disc and is gone. There's just gone. And there's this weird kind of celestial dust falling away. As you guys are fleeing down this staircase, pick one skill that you want to use, describe how you use it, and then we'll make a dice roll.
Okay. Yeah. Perception for me.
Okay, go ahead and give me a dice roll on that one.
Come
DC
on,
check.
man. A 5. So that's a 13.
13. And how are you using the skill?
So I'm trying to look at things around, like trying to see shadows and stuff as they're falling, so I
Okay.
can predictively weave.
Gotcha. Anybody else?
Okay. Scrat's going to use sleight of hand to just kind of do something similar. Kind of use it to turn smaller bits of debris that come towards him and kind of. I don't want to say monk-like, but that's kind of what it looks like.
Right, like you're
he's thief
pushing
monk.
things out of the way as you're running down the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh, that's not great. That is a 14 with a plus 11.
Woo!
Puck
I
is
am not
going
wrong.
to use acrobatics. That is a 30 for her.
I miss those
I think
stats,
she's
man.
fine.
Desmond and Elgon, what are you doing?
I'd like to use Arcana. What I have in my mind is that Elegon, as we're running, is like using Mage Hand to like bat away a rock.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. Perfect. Give me an Arcana check. Yeah.
Okay. All right, dice, come on. Oh, that's a 19 plus 10 is a 29.
29.
Oh my
yeah.
god!
Where Desmond, what are you doing? What skill and how are you using it?
Crying and vomiting.
Vomiting skill.
Acrobatics, but like acrobatically vomiting at the things in a way that mathematically works. No, acrobatics, he's just kind of twirling his way through them.
Yeah, pirouetting and balleting his way down through all the falling rocks. Yeah, give me acrobatics check.
25.
Nice.
Nice.
So, as Zordon and Scrat are trying to use their skills to anticipate or maneuver things out of the way, it's Puck that pulls Scrat away from a rock that almost crushes him. Elegon uses the Mage Hand to bat away the path in front of Zordon, who is struggling to make it down the stairs. Meanwhile, as all of you are kind of making your way down the stairs, it's Desmond doing these amazing like ballet style movements, like in between rocks and shifting out of the way. You guys huff and puff it all the way down the stairs. You get down to the base. There is discarded vestments everywhere. People have thrown off their keeper, their seeker garments, and they've run off in different directions. And at that moment, the last of the rock kind of cascades down around you. You guys are at the base of the remains of the imploded bastion cliff face that creature was sitting on. There's Zordon holding on, grappling this strange creature. But for now, you guys are by yourselves, looking around. The creature in the sky is gone, and you're holding this strange gray and green creature that's conscious, but held firmly in Zordon's hand.
Hey, Zord, hear me out.
What the fuck was that?
Perfect opportunity. Hear me out. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Let's start a cult. We got a weird little fucking gray guy. We have robes and shit. There's no overhead. Come on, let's do this.
You do not have the. What's the word I'm looking for? Charisma to maintain
I don't-
a
what-
cult.
What are you talking
These,
about? My charisma is
these
amazing.
things don't just happen on their own.
No, see,
Now.
you could be the face of it, and I'm just gonna go in there. Like, look, we all agree cults are bullshit. Like, they don't do anything. They're horrible drains on, society. So
I'm gonna
You-
turn around and like I'm gonna druid craft like a vine around Scrack's snout. Just like just
The little creature in your hands, like, let it go. Let it go.
Bro, is everyone okay? Oh my god.
I should say a little thing.
Can I make a history check on the creature? Like, what is this thing?
You give me history or nature, perhaps.
I'm just gonna
Either or.
ask it. What are you?
That's a 15.
15?
Yeah.
The creature, is struggling in Zerdan's grip. My name's Meeps.
Hey there, little guy. Are you okay?
You to let me go. Yeah, Elgon, you've never seen anything like this before.
Ugh.
This is a very strange looking creature. It seems to, like everything that you guys have been through, you're not sure how something like this could construct what it constructed. And what was that creature? This tiny little thing somehow ran that entire situation. Like it was almost like he was puppeteering the armor and had some kind of relationship with whatever that creature was. There's this weird kind of now panicked look on its face, like the jig is up.
Can my familiar have returned at this point?
Yeah, we'll say it's arrived back by now.
Okay, I'm gonna let it be a spider and like crawl down my arm towards where I'm holding it, like where
Okay.
I'm holding Meeps. What are you before I
Yeah.
kill you?
Okay. Look, I don't want to be like this. Okay, so hey, listen, don't let the spider eat me. I'll tell you everything that you want to know. Just don't let the spider eat me. Okay? Deal?
It depends on what I hear.
Well, then that doesn't really sound like a good idea for me because anything I say to you could get me killed.
I'm pretty insightful. I believe I can tell if you're lying, and if I get the slightest hint of a lie,
Did you tell I was inside the machine trying
the
to eat
spider
you and
starts.
kill you?
The spider
Did you-
starts crawling further down my hand,
Okay,
down my wrist.
Okay, listen. Its little pudgy little 6-fingered hands are kind of like, held up and going, listen, my name's Meeps. I used to live in the Astral Sea. To be honest with you, I bumped into that suit of armor, but it was connected to that creature. It's sentient. And we struck a deal. It was starving to death. And I figured out how to use the suit. And between the two of us, we came up with this idea. We'd find the nearest planet, land, and we concocted this whole cult-like story to attract people. You see, when gullible people get really close to the creature, it can use its mind tricks and convince people of things that they see, things that they want and desire most. And then I acted as a person that, I'd met this guy a long time ago, and he really kind of freaked me out. So I just kind of pretended to be him, and it just kind of worked. We thought the jig was up after some strange lady was out here and taken away from us. But hey, me and we had a deal. And the deal's the deal. I explained to you what I am and what I was doing. You don't get to kill me, right? Good.
I'm completely
good.
rolling inside against that.
Yeah, go for it.
The whole story. That's not bad. That's a 22.
22. You get the feeling that most of the story is accurate, with one exception. He doesn't seem to want to explain specifically about Karina being held here. That part is definitely absent from his story.
Okay, so I kind of like I speak to the spider on my arm, and it moves even closer, like to now where the nasty spider fangs, where they like kind of clean themselves and stuff, are like right up in his face. The girl, you're lying about the girl.
Well,
Why shouldn't I stop my friend here from ending you?
Listen. Okay. Here's the thing. I think his name was Lord Callion or something like that. He brought this girl to us because, well, he mentioned that this girl had some kind of contact with Fae-like creatures. And as we all know, for the last 10 years, the Fae and the Shadowfell are not accessible. You can't get there. You can't find those places. He figured out, like, I'm Felian. I'm from the Shadowfell. I was trapped in the Astral Sea after it was destroyed. And when I ended up here, it felt like a good gig, right? This big creature. We had a following of people. We had whatever we needed, whatever we want. And that damn Callion tried to come out here. And he was convinced. Here's the thing. He was actually convinced I was this guy Mason. He was convinced. I was like, oh, I better not fuck this up. I better make him think I am Mason or else. So I played along with it. And he said, look, just hold on to this girl. I'll send someone to collect her later, but I need you to hold on to her. Okay? And in my Mason form, I'm like, oh, of course. But first, you must bring me more people to follow me and to provide for me. And, from time to time, he convinced pilgrims to come out to the bastion. They would march their little selves into the mouth of the creature, and he'd be happy. Everybody's happy. I have my hiding place. I have a happy creature. And everything was cool. Until today. To be honest, I don't really know who you are. Sorry. I was just trying to, just trying to live my life and stay out of trouble and,
If I recall, there was a tiger in that balloon, correct?
No, it's back in Rockhaven, unfortunately. I left.
Sorensen, hey, hang on. You were being honest. Is everybody done with the weird little what lady you say you were?
Oh, wait, I actually have a question for him.
My name's Meep.
I have more questions for Meep.
No. What type of creature? I didn't catch that part.
Oh, I don't know. I'm from the Shadowfell. I'm just known as Meep.
Oh, cool. So, but you done with him? You done with him here, Zorzen? I know you said you work at a, let your spider guy eat him and stuff. But you done?
You're not going to eat this, Meep.
You shut the fuck up, man!
You guys are currently walking away from the collapsed area, and behind a huge sand dune, you can see a Wizard Oz style air balloon, which was the air balloon that she used to travel from the Rockhaven to get here. So you guys are currently journeying that direction, but while also talking to the Meep at the same time.
Meep,
okay.
That portal that opened, that the Bastion passed through, where does that portal go?
I think it went back to where I found it, back to the Astral Sea.
You said you were cast into the Astral Sea?
Yeah. So, right. I used to be in the Shadowfell, and strangest thing happened when everything went to shit, and I was watching the entire existence of my reality collapsing in on itself. This small little gateway opened up, and when I crossed through it, I found myself in the midst of the Astral Sea, just floating. Nothing to eat, nothing to drink. Couldn't find my way anywhere. I'm not an innately magical creature beyond my existence, so I can't just cast teleportation circle or something and find myself somewhere else. So I drifted for a long time until I ran into that strange celestial suit of armor, and then I figured out how it worked. That allowed me to connect with that big old fugly up there, and it was sentient. We came to an agreement. Well, you see, it's thought I was an angel because I was wearing that suit. That suit could do a lot of things, like you could duplicate yourself. You could like use changeling powers. You could do all these things with it. I convinced it that I was an angel that was looking for a new world to live on and watch over. I couldn't really speak its language all that well, but I think it grunted a lot in anticipation of a good meal. And then in the middle of like this big desert storm in the middle of the desert, we just landed and we settled. This must have been, about 6 or 7 years ago that we've been out here. And everyone's pretty much left us alone. The occasional people would find us, and the Bastion would convince people, hey, you're pilgrims now. You should linger and pick up a whole new way of life. And, I'd come out as this Mason guy, and pretend to be him. And people seem to be like genuinely like enthralled by this guy. So I don't know what he did in the past, but seemed to be someone of importance. And yeah, I've been pulling that con for the last, I don't know, 6 years maybe. It was almost pulled out from underneath us when that Lord Callion came out here. I still don't know how he found us. I still don't know why he thinks I was Mason, but yeah. And now it's all gone. Poof. Gone. Not really sure what I can do next. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you for not letting your rat friend eat me. That sounds horrible.
Oh, I'm saving you for other friends.
What the fuck does that mean? I mean, you're creepy as fuck, and your rat buddy there wants to eat me. I mean, I told you everything I know. I can't help it that we did what we did. I was just trying to survive. I mean,
I look over at Puck. You see my somewhat defeated-looking companion here. She was certain that you were a phantom of the past, but had links to other friends of hers, and she's certainly not happy to hear that you're a fraud. I'm sure she has many unusual and intricate ways to torture you before finally you beg for death.
Puck just arcs an eyebrow and kind of like walks up to where you're holding Meeps, and she just looks at Meep. Yeah, I haven't eaten a pixie in a long time. This should be tasty. And kind of like get you guys to the air balloon, and all of you kind of climb into the basket of the
I have
air
a question
balloon.
for him.
Yeah.
We've still got him.
Yeah, you still got him.
Oh yeah, he's still with us.
You're all in the air balloon together.
A little less
drifting
noble than
up.
everybody else's.
Yeah, like you guys are now drifting up into the sky.
Before we drift, can I ask him, so like all of those followers seem to have, lost their valuables, including some very expensive valuables. What did you do with them?
They're I don't know. I think that creature can digest just about anything that you put inside of it. Yeah. I have no idea what happened to all those valuables. I mean, I would take a few things I'd need for trade and trinket. But, all I cared about was a good meal and a good drink, and I wasn't running anymore, so I don't care. What do I care?
Can I roll my lack of intelligent insight on him to see if I feel like he's lying?
Yeah, go for it.
Pelican, who I don't think has been introduced to Desmond, is looking at Zordon like, who is this guy? What's his deal?
So
17.
we found him sniveling, crying in a pile after the ship crashed.
That's not how I remember it.
He has been somewhat useful on the walk here, but yes, he and Scracked seem to be obsessed with money and expensive things. I can't quite place the reason why.
I'm just curious.
I was focused on survival. That guy was traveling provisions. The fact that he is an expert thief and a decent shot, that is just icing on the cake. I'm mixing my metaphors. I would absolutely.
I'm part of the good guys. What are you
What
talking about?
survival gets us knocked off a moving giant dinosaur for shits and giggles? What survival instinct drives you to do such a stupid thing?
Also, I got a 17. So do I feel like maybe he's hiding some gold?
No, you get the feeling that he's just a good old-fashioned fraudster. He was desperate and pulled off this scam, and he's been living off this scam for about last 6 or 7 years.
Oh,
Meeps, you must have spent time with the girl.
Well, as Mason, yeah, I did. And for some strange reason, yeah, for some strange reason, she thought, okay, I don't know why. I don't know if it was like some kind of sexual orientation thing, but she thought I was her father for some reason. Don't know why. Don't look. I mean, each their own. No offense, but you mammals are kind of pink and strange looking, so I tend to not get involved with interspecies relationships. But I just continued to pretend to be her father. She kept blubbering about how I never came back to find her and that I've been missing forever. And I'm just like, okay, but in my big booming Mason voice, not my Meeps voice. But
How did you come to meet this Mason?
Oh, well, he was traveling the Shadowfell a really long time ago. He was looking for a place called Bonrovia. I happen to know where it is. I guided him to it. And the next thing I know, he's like stealing big chunks of this castle and taking it away. And that was the last time I saw him. I figured if anyone was powerful enough and scary enough to do that, I mean, it was a good cover story at the time. That was the only time I ever met him. You see, your friend here, the wizard, would know, I'm actually a familiar. I'm often summoned. Well, at least I used to be summoned as a familiar. Familiars come from the Fae. Most of us were scattered amongst the astral sea in these little pockets of existence. While we could still have some connection to the material plane, for some reason I was never summoned again, and I just used my opportunity to take advantage of what I had. Sorry.
Whose familiar were you?
Oh, well, we were not always intimate with those details. Sometimes I'd be summoned to a wizard or a warlock or a sorcerer, I'm sure they're not important people to know, just random people over the course of many, many years of service to the magical arts.
Who was the last to summon you?
Oh, well, the last one to summon me, I believe they were in they were a wizard in a place called Amon, and would summon me periodically to do little tasks and responsibilities in the Shadowfell before it disappeared. He also had an orange cat that he would summon sometimes as well. I think it went by the name Caleb or something like that.
Caleb Whittigast?
Yeah, that's his name.
I'm interested in Puck's reaction to Caleb Widowgast. She hated that guy.
Yeah.
She threw a piss balloon at him, and she'll do it again.
Yeah. Puck is lost in her conspiracy theory. She is just recanting and like mumbling about how certain she was this would be that final link to where she could finally find her friend. And she seems to be disappointed that was nothing more than a fraudster and someone just taking advantage of both a powerful creature and some powerful magical devices. And she seems a bit kind of deflated. No pun intended.
Hey, Ms. Puck?
You
Sorry,
could
sorry,
just call me
you-
Puck. That's quite all right there, Rat Boy.
Oh, thank you. Rat Boy's good. Yeah, no notes. Yeah, you seem very powerful. You seem like you're deep in thought. I happen to have some. Well, as you can see, my coat is what I could stitch together out of everything. I'm sure I have some red thread in here if you need to connect some things.
No, I don't need to update my murder board. I'm quite fine, thank you.
Oh, okay. I mean, I felt like I felt like there might be an opportunity to maybe scalp some red thread out of my scavenge coat. Okay, fair enough.
The journey to Rockhaven doesn't take very long, about a day. Everyone can go ahead and click off a long rest. You would have rested during your journey. So you can click that off.
Woohoo!
You'll also gain a milestone as well,
Ooh.
as you have solved the riddle of the so-called Bastion. By the time you get to Rockhaven, you have some decisions to make. Are you taking the Meeps with you back to Jrusar, or are you allowing Puck to decide what to do with it? You guys can figure that out on your own as a group if you'd like. What do you think the group would do? Would Fabian be willing to like overlook this because you've solved the mystery of the Bastion, or does this feel like he would probably insist on studying the Meeps?
I mean, Fabian kept that goblin in a cage for us the last time we dealt with Fabian.
I'd like to collect a lot more information from Meeps.
I would say if you guys want to keep Meeps, give me a group persuasion check, if you would, please, towards Puck.
All right.
Do we have to fight Puck now?
That's a 3.
That's a 23 for me.
Nice.
That is a nat 20, 21.
Hey!
Okay,
And
so,
a 13 for me.
Okay.
Desmond's heart isn't in it because he has a crush on Puck.
Yeah.
Leave.
Yeah, obviously.
I will
kinda
say
feel
because
like
of your
Scra-
magical background, Elegon, Puck has no interest in keeping this creature because it just reminds her of failure. So she crafts a little pixie cage, jams the Meep inside of it, kind of like uses a glyph-like arcane lock to keep it shut, hands you the key and hands you the cage, and sends the 4 of you on your way on an airship that Fabian has sent to meet up with the Rockhaven. You guys are currently now on this airship. You've got about a 2-day journey to get back to Jrusar, and you've got the Meeps in the cage. You guys are now gathered on the main deck of the airship that Fabian has sent, and you're journeying back to Jrusar.
I think as we're leaving Puck, Elegon is always politicking, so he would be like thanking her very politely and assuring her like any information we collect about your friend, I'll convey to you immediately.
Of course, of course. I've been looking a long time. I think it's time I make a trip back to the island. I think maybe there's something I missed at the island, the place that she disappeared. I keep going back there every year thinking I'm gonna find something, but it's just I just can't believe she's gone. There's just no way she's gone. She can't be. It doesn't make sense.
If you see anything strange, if you need any assistance with research, please let us know. We'd be happy to assist.
Well, before you leave, then she walks over to like a haversack filled with journals and books, and she hands you this heavy haversack filled with all this information. That's
Negative
the
ones.
last 10 years of me tracking down Xanath. I from time to time I meet up with the others, but yeah, if you find anything at all about this Xanath person, just let me know. Check the books, write down whatever you find, and get it to me when you can.
Of course, we'll review this carefully.
You mentioned you heard Xanath's voice. Are we hallucinating from the drink, or was this dreams?
She walked off with a god, right? That's what she did. She took something with her that connected her to us and saving Exandria. I think she has the ability to connect with us because I don't think she's gone entirely. I think she's in between planes of existence somewhere. It's a matter of just kind of figuring out how to get there. You know what I mean? I just, every now and then I meet up with my other friends and, we kind of discuss it. Although that shitty bard, you can never get him to go out wandering anymore. He's such a pain in the ass. God knows where that tabaxi is. We track them down from time to time, but they're so lost in rebuilding their dojo or whatever it's called. Half the time they won't journey with me. And with Xanath being gone, there's not really anyone to help me. From time to time, there's a couple people that try to help me and they travel with me, but we haven't had a lot of success. I just gotta believe she's still alive. I can't believe she's gone.
So I'm curious though, just for playing them. So does Puck just not internalize that Spot is just like they don't really move around. They just have kids.
Yeah, I mean, Puck doesn't care if you don't do what she wants. She just makes up stories about you. She doesn't give a shit.
Oh, cool.
It's like Puck shows up to Earthen's like amazing home in the middle of like this beautiful, property within Tal'Dorei. Like she shows up knocking on the door, drunk as fuck, and like, hey Earthen, you want to go and look for Xanath again? I think I got some new information. And Earthen's just like, no. And like slams the door. And poor Puck staggers off drunk back, towards her air balloon to go back to Rockhaven.
Earthen, how could you?
You didn't ask to come drink. You asked to go find Xanth, and Xanth is gone.
I miss paranoid Earthen. Now you're too centered. You're too healthy.
Puck is in that situation where all your friends start having
Marrying
kids.
off.
Yeah.
They're like, what are we doing, guys?
They've all.
Do you need to sleep on the couch again? Okay, you can have the couch.
But I
again.
imagine that like poor Puck has not been able to move on. Like you get
Don't
this feeling
Katie Vance it.
that she's taken up this journey with this Rockhaven community because it allows her to freely travel throughout all of Marquet. And from time to time, she'll journey towards other continents, towards Wildmont and Tal'Dorei, looking. And once a year, she travels out to the great Champion's Rock, where it's in the form of Xanth's like massive helmeted form with an outstretched hand, this huge rock island just in the middle of the water once a year to kind of almost do like this journey to see if maybe she's missed something. So you get this feeling that Puck is like an endless wanderer, just like an endless traveler, just trying to figure out how to get her friend back.
Oh, Desmond.
And she became a drunkard in the process.
Got terribly written poem full of pickup lines.
I blame the alcoholism on Spot.
Spot did introduce her to well.
He didn't introduce her.
I don't know, man.
He really took her out a lot.
Yeah. And then you had to marry kids,
party
and now
member.
you're not down to go on a weird journey anymore. What the hell, Spot?
You guys are now on the airship traveling back to Jrusar. You have a couple days to work on anything before you get there. And you also have Meeps as well.
I'm like voraciously going through these journals, trying to find any helpful information.
Okay. Give me an investigation check. Twice. We'll say you do it both days.
All right. Oh, it's a 17 and an 18. So 18 plus investigation would be 25.
55. Anybody else working on anything?
I think Desmond is figuring out what he's gonna do when he gets back. I think his gig is generally selling black market / illegal stuff to people he used to work as a soldier with, and he's been gone for a while, so he's figuring out like what he can sell when he gets back to them and like who he should call up.
Anybody else?
I am trying to chart out where we've been. Like it's a star chart, but I'm trying to use that to like remember the navigation out to this place and how to get back and where to either go investigate later personally or where to send someone else to clean up
Right.
out in the area.
Give
later.
me a survival check as you kind of try to draw out a pretty decent map that you could hand off to someone to use if they choose to.
Not great. That's an 11.
11.
Yeah.
Desmond, were you inclined to think you might want to join this group yet again when they travel to solve problems, or are you looking to go a different way once you get to Jrusar?
Is anybody in need of like a thief and would give me money for being a thief?
I
No,
mean,
I think I've got that pretty conquered. Yeah.
You know, we tend to sneak into wherever we need to go to solve whatever problems come our way. So, if you can maintain your constitution and keep your lunch down, as that really does not help when you're trying to sneak in or win a fight.
I disagree. I'm so much faster because I puke. It's like
Right.
a
Actually,
weird poop
so
when they
it's-
fly.
It's the smell. It's the smell. You know, you can't
So is it, wait,
sneak.
hey,
That distracts
wait,
the
yeah,
enemies. Distracted you, didn't it?
so-
No,
she's
it-
she's bringing up a great point, man. That is an incredible distraction. Like not for her. I mean, like she's like. I mean, this was a one trick. Honey. Like,
You get it.
I think
No,
Scrag
like-
feels threatened.
yeah.
no, Scrat is absolutely like. Scrat does see like her puking as the start of a battle as like a perfect opportunity to like spin her off into like some corner and set up a shot. But he's also just like, this is good for like 2 encounters max. Like she's just gonna get like Desmond's just gonna get murdered, and Scrat does not care.
Well, you know what? I'll let you guys know my Dropbox. That's where people who want to reach me. And if you need a thief and you have some money on you, my services are generally for hire. I also sell weed. Some of you need you need it. Looking at you, Ellington, you've been through a pretty rough 24 hours.
Yeah, he watches one of the airship sailors walk by just as Desmond puts a little bag in his hand, and she, Desmond, he accepts like 20 gold.
Gold.
So Scrat's gonna like Scrat is pretty much like amoral spot from range. So like, okay, so if I ever need a thief, just call you. Gotcha. Just like go up there with my little red hands, just shake her hands like really, really enthusiastically. And I'm gonna try to pick her pocket with my tail.
Give you a sleight of hand. Yeah, she tried to pick her pocket. What's your passive perception, Desmond?
It's not great. So he's genuinely very like, oh my god, you turn around, you do like me.
That's an 18.
Yeah,
That's a 12.
the 20 gold she just got for selling the imbibement, you just pilfer out of her pocket.
I wasn't sure about our, connection, but you get me, dude. I think we should be friends. We can go see together.
My passive perception is 18.
Oh, you'd see him do it then.
Yeah, so I'm gonna like grab his tail Scrat, scrat, scrat. And
What?
hand off the 20 gold. What kind
Oh,
of
how'd that
a
get
Another
there?
20 gold? Oh my god, you guys, you didn't you two.
what,
That's really nice,
what
you
kind
know.
of a thief doesn't know when their own pocket is being picked?
The kind that loves
Seriously,
people.
shut
and
the
just has a
fuck
good
up!
time with it.
Elegant
You just
is
fucked
sitting
yourself-
on the crates, listening to this chaos around you. You've got a bunch of the Puck's books open up around you,
Mhm.
and her journey is all laid out here. It's like it's all everything she's been doing for the last 10 years. Her first year was kind of a wandering, drunken kind of journey of celebration because she would travel places and her name was known. People would understand in certain segments of different societies. One of her more favorite places to travel to was, a place called the Kreen Dynasty. They had participated in that fateful battle, and she describes that battle. These great airship fleets coming together, this huge battle on this huge floating citadel, and the eventual destruction of both the person she refers to as Mason, the citadel, but the collision and the way Mason had manipulated and absorbed all of the magic of the Fae and the Fel to allow the citadel to escape the Fel and arrive here in Exandria. But she also talks about its failure, that although they couldn't protect the Fel and the Fae from being used by Mason, they were able to defeat, and by destroying the citadel, therefore destroying his phylactery and kind of disconnecting him from his immortality engine that he was using to maintain his immortality. Then the next years of travel was visiting someone named Spot, or visiting this earthen, or visiting the last known site of Xanath's location, traveling to Amon, traveling to Vasselheim, traveling to Nicodranas, and traveling all over the place until she finally settled recently and within the last couple of years within the Ramadan Desert, and taking possession via a drunken card game, the magistrate authority of a little community called Rockhaven that sits on the back of this massive sauropod that wanders the Ramadan Desert, traveling from the Panagrip Sands and the Ashenador, the Odoran Wilds, and the northern areas of the reaches of the Ramadan Desert, and steadily collecting rumors. The one thing that you pick up on is that wherever she traveled, she was having conversations with people that would define themselves as religious people. People who, even though it's said that the gods have fled, the closing of the current era has come and gone, and most people barely even really offer up any kind of religious sanctuary or sanctity. Over the past year alone, religion's been kind of in a steady bit of decline throughout Exandria. Ever since the celestial gates were sealed and shut, and the gods fled from the heavens and are now believed to walk Exandria as hidden mortals amongst those. The great battle that took place between a famous group known as the Bell's Hells, Vox Machina, and the Mighty Nine that did battle with a very powerful elven wizard who was finally defeated and destroyed. But unfortunately, the great God Eater was still having to be contended with. And this had changed the relationship of Exandria's interpretation of religion. But Puck has a steady stream of eyewitness accounts of the appearance of a Valkyrie-like angel, swaddled in amazing armor with great Valkyrie-like wings, carrying either under her arm or on her head this amazing emblazoned helm of power with this strange artifact around her neck. This artifact that the center of the artifact would wreathe and boil with blood-like kind of effervescence. And whenever people were in trouble or facing catastrophe or near kind of situations of concern, they, out of nowhere, this person would appear and either grant them luck or grant them the ability to survive or suddenly point them in the right direction or whisper words of encouragement into their ear. Soldiers who were fighting in border wars would be so desperate they would just yell up at the sky for someone to help them. And here with this female elven-looking Valkyrie would appear to defend them in their time of need. This is the only thread that makes sense. This common thread of all of her journeys through Exandria, these stories of this person that she believes to be Xanath, a champion of Helm, just mystically appearing, just arriving when people need help or when they need encouragement or when they need that kind of lucky boost to survive something that they're in. You get into the midst of the last book during the last day of travel. You can see Jrusar off in the distance. It's huge cliff-like spires, the kind of the canopy of trees. You're going through this final book. This was Puck's journey over the course of the last 3 months before she seemed to be set on this idea that this guy who calls himself the Keeper might be some kind of connection to maybe finding Xanath. There's writing in the book that does seem a little bit familiar to you. Give me a history or an insight check as you read it.
Okay. 17. History.
17 history. There is a place in Marquet. This place in Marquet sits at the very southern tip of a place called the Gaze Grass Coast. It is said that in the port of Pesper, near an island called the Eternal Sands, that there was a collective group of worshippers who still believe the gods look down on them. Their boat had capsized during a storm. There were at least 50 people on this ship, all floating in this storm, in this wreckage. Evidently, on this island, known as the Eternal Sands, they all witnessed the exact same thing. This person, dressed in very iridescent silver armor, wings outstretched, a helm carried underneath her arm, and they are convinced that she said something that caused the storm to dissipate. But this was going to be Puck's next destination to check out. This was after checking out the Romadum Desert. Her intention was to travel to the Panagrip and kind of, she's written in personal notes about this location.
Mm-hmm.
The strength of the vision, the idea that they all saw it at the same time, made Puck feel like that the strength of the energy of this vision was intense. All the other threads of connection were one-offs, where one individual heard, saw, or experienced something. This was an entire group of desperate people that were doomed to die in this storm, realizing that they're all having the same vision. They watch the storm dissipate, and Puck is convinced for some reason that vision on that island is strong and is important. You make a note of it. You guys feel the airship dock into the Airy Spire as you return back to Jrusar. And that's where we're going to finish tonight, because you guys get to Milestone, of course. Knowing Tally will probably roll up yet another character alt to play in our next one shot with this group.
I don't know.
Unless she wants to play
Desmond. I
Desmond
think he
again.
likes everyone. I think he thinks everyone is friends and is like, "Oh, you guys are my best friends."
Yeah, Desmond's like so
Gullible?
selfish but so cheerful also. Or is he even selfish? He just really likes gold, but he's such a nice guy.
I would describe him as craven. Like
Yeah.
he's very like craven to the idea of not dying because he's got to be rich, right? So he's usually avoiding the fight, and wherever there's opportunity for wealth, he's there. You know, this feeling of just craven kind of like protection, but a bit of narcissism kind of dappled in there as well.
He's a coward and a thief, but he really loves people.
He's an extroverted coward and thief.
He's a fun character.
He also smokes a lot, so he has an
He
excuse to
smokes
make
a lot of
dumb
shit,
choices,
baby.
which I'm excited for.
So you're saying he likes Joe Rogan?
And no, I am saying he watches YouTube videos of trains and is like, "Wow, this is really interesting."
I don't know.
Like smoking
I
that
got
odor and wild weed.
I got strong vibes of like, so this guy was on this like podcast this time and he said this most profound thing.
He is a big podcast person, I assume.
You guys go ahead and linger. Everyone else, thank you for coming out. Be safe, be kind, and don't forget, play a game. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.